Serial number 5.
Very pencil sharp.
Lord, I have prepared a brief note of submission also,
Okay.
and it makes the thing clear. I am handing over to my friend also. Now, my
Actually, we
lord,
have your judgments also.
my
as
lord,
paragraph.
I will not go judge.
You don't need to.
My lord, but I judgment is like a indicative and all that I come like a, but I have again gone through the pleadings, and my first respect was there is no pleadings at all in law. For that purpose, and once there is no pleading, in terms of our rule and act and judgment, the OA had to be thrown out. And for that purpose, my lord, kindly bear with me for 2 minutes. Come to, if the OA submit, serve upon me correct, my lord may turn to page 22, list of documents. I have given all those details. 22, my lord.
Which one of this
My
companion?
lord,
No, of the OA.
my lord, वो judgment क्या मैं एक second पे दूंगा उसको improve किया second page में my lord OA
OA, of the OA.
ये निकालिए भाई my lord will find page 22. Your lordship will see there is no verification. I have mentioned in my written submission our rules.
वो जो फॉर्मेट दिया हुआ है अपना
Format
ATF
है or the rule says lordship or practice rules provide how my lord it is our rule of 1987. उसमें ये provisions है कि process filing this provision may be filed and sorry yes. My lord, first minute. There is no declaration, my lord. I come, my lord, the rule. Appendix, my lord, it is appendix 1, form 1, ground 5, my lord, submission 5. Page 2 of my reason I have mentioned, my lord. Is not application on behalf of law. In as much as the same has not been verified in terms of form 1 procedure 27 as required under rule 4. Rule 4 निकालो. I will also. It is right that the statutory rule or law requires to do something in particular manner. The same should be done in that manner only. Other modes of performance are permitted. It is a constitution in judgment below. We are fully considering that para 22. Not only that, there is an affidavit. My friend may take it, my lord, it is verified. No, that affidavit comes one more than one. I have given the affidavit is required only when there are more than one person, and one person is required to file, and he says that I have been authorized. So that this is in addition to verification, because what you are required that you are all the applicants, my lord, there is a practice direction issued recently 2024. The text, earlier you used to file, my lord. Now, in terms of practice direction, one can file. either assist or take your seat. Then, my lord, this affidavit is not part of it. The further, this is not affidavit in law. Our I say why, my lord, a basic student of law knows affidavit has to be attested, sworn before. That portion is mentioned. I will take your lordship to that. Para 6 of my written submission, your lordship will kindly see. Because first, let us see, my lord, the affidavit. NIRANJAN, verified so and so, identified. Affidavit contains two portions. One, there is identification in context of the who is the person who has identified the deponent. Then matter comes, the affidavit has to be sworn before a person authorized in law. Normally, my lord in law, my lords know more than me, that affidavit is to be sworn before notary, oath commissioner. But our tribunal's rule, practice rule, I will take 93. Rule say authorized is even the advocate. No high court rule or all. But our this rule I take, my lord, that is affidavit. 83 is I have mentioned there, my lord, if your lordship troubles. It is chapter 4, affidavits. Correction. The person authorized to attest. 83, I am referring to 83, your lordship. Affidavit shall be sworn on a form before any judicial officer, registrar, joint registrar, deputy registrar of the tribunal, notary, so and so, and estate, or any advocate. The rule 83, and it further says how the verification sector, my lord. Identification of the deponent in 5 deals with identification of the deponent. So you have complied, identified, but the council is supposed to say sworn before me, attested. My lord, what say they? This is not affidavit. So therefore, the effect is in absence of proper, my lord, no CPC says you revolt it. But at this stage, this is the basic conduct. In view of the seriousness, 4 persons cannot joining together. My lord, I come on the floor. Today I will assist your lordship how it is. And then once you do not, my lord, to affidavit is not so. Now another part, my lord, I take. This affidavit OA doesn't say, my lord, if your lordship, as we are aware, if some association or files the OA, etc., they say, I am outside, and we also, in case of society, this article of or association. But a swambhu person, court may I authorized, but you may file this application, but you have to place on the card the authority letter that is missing. So therefore, my lord, I am seriously taking this objection that it is not an application. I have taken your lordship to verification, because this is part of my preliminary objection. I am insisting. I have tried hurriedly. So before I will seek assistance and last page, my lord, to to say that there is no authority later, it is that 56 is the last affidavit in the same manner, my lord. And after 56, last one is, so there is no authority later, because I quickly went through. So my lord, two things. Now, my lord, the declaration, false declaration. I recollect, my lord, many years back when we used to appear there was an application in a similar manner. Council had to, therefore, Lakshmi Swaminathan was, these are the initial days, my lord. So I take your lordship, this remedies para 6 yesterday I take. Kindly see. I'm troubling, my lord. Because why all this, my lord? A single frivolous application, see, submit. I make a statement with all humility at my command. If frivolous applications have affected career of 1.4 crores who have submitted and are eligible. I have filed affidavit in High Court that there are around 1.4 crores. And 0.08. Sorry, man. 1.08.
How many you applied?
1 crore 8
8
lakh. Sorry, my lord, I stand corrected. वकील का कैलकुलेशन वगैरह थोड़ा हिल जाता है जब हम आपके सामने
हम लोग की कुल जनसंख्या 140 है ना, 140 करोड़ में से
1 करोड़ 8 लाख लोगों ने
इसमें
अप्लाई किया है। और इस ट्राइबलस एप्लीकेशन के कारण इन सबका जो केस है स्टे कर दो यहाँ वहाँ। My officers have been made to come here and there. Now see the intentions. Bona fidity, I am arguing, my lord, bona fidity. My lord, para page 19,
Yes.
I read, my lord. The level qualifiers, so and so, so and so, who have been tested. The representations, my lord, I read para 6, my lord. That the petitioner have made several representations. I read for my benefits. The petitioners have made several representations to Railway Board, Ministry of Railway, Ministry of Skill Development, to withdraw the sudden change of minimum mandatory qualification. And as I earlier took your lordship through that, and my lords, the representation part, however, बताइए. 1 minute, my lord. That's yes. Page 42 to 48 minutes. One, this is not that a person who comes to court, I remind myself of the equity, your lordships are exercising power under Article 2 to 6, judicial discretion. And once, what I have learned from your lordship, from my right side and my part, that once he goes to court, go with clean hands and plead all material facts. These are the basic law, pleadings and grant of equity relief. Then here are the applicants, how they have verified, and where are the pleadings. I will take my notes. CRM, KTR, ये page 43 पर my lords, 42 start होता है देखें. रेलवे बोर्ड मिनिस्ट्री 13/1/2025 को filed by some, my lord, you see, ASTO, grade, AGTO, my lord, sincerely, I think my
Gaurav.
Gaurav, अच्छा, I'm grateful. Then my lord, this is railway board. 42 तारीख, 8/10 contains the so-called representation by the. I have made, my lord, in my written submission, I have marked the point. तो इनका है गौरव है, I think,
मुझे लग रहा है गौरव है अभी
my friend will say, now my lord, another is DRM. और इन ये है प्रभात।
प्रभात
तीसरा जो है ये, और ये दिए किसको है, वाणिज्य विभाग में जाकर के दे दीजिए। ये जो आप नीचे कॉर्नर पर देखें 9 तारीख का रिसीव जो किया है वाणिज्य विभाग। वाणिज्य विभाग इज नॉट द DRM ऑफिस। Then my lord, your student type copy, your lordship, next is
DRM हजरतगंज
Hazratganj. Hazratganj DRM is not railway code. Even my lord, it is not the railway in law. In law, railway is represented by the general manager. I have occasion to go through. Railway has to be sued to the general manager of the respective railways. There are different railways. My officers will correct. My friend, even my friend may correct. I am not having, but there is a provision Railway Act, and the railway has to be sued to the general manager. Huh? Not applicable. Huh? Not applicable. No, I am not saying that. That is ATC. It is Union of India and all. But Railway Act is a provision. मुझे याद नहीं आ रहा है. But this is the assessment of law. Now, my lord, I say that Hazratganj DRM is not a railway. आप फाइल करते हैं 19 तारीख को, 10 तारीख को, 2 तारीख का हमारा ये है, और वही जो फाइल करते हैं आप 14 जनवरी का फाइल का। थैंक यू, लगा होगा। थैंक यू, थैंक फॉर करेक्टिंग। मैं तो फरवरी में जा रहा था, इनको एक्स्ट्रा टाइम मिल रहा था, तो 15 दिन के बाद फाइल कर दीजिए हैस्टिंग। If your lordship in that manner, if you file representation, our section 19 say 6 months. Your lordship has said give reasonable time to the authorities to apply their minds. So this is in haste, without pleading, all suit. Then my lord, other thing, another one is again RRB Patna 46, 47. RRB पटना, और कहाँ है आप बताइए? प्राप्त किया, सिन्हा साहब का सिग्नेचर करा लिया। गवर्नमेंट में ऐसे होता है क्या? मैं कह रहा हूँ, मुझे सिग्नेचर करा लिया, मेरे क्लर्क से करा लिया, हमारे अभय सर से करा लिया, वो तो कोई भी कर सकता है। लेकिन गवर्नमेंट में टाइम देते हैं, स्टैम्प लगता है, डायरी नंबर। आई एम थिंकिंग इंटेंशन ऑफ द अगेन who are qualified, they are PIL. I will come on PIL also. Then your lordships, that's all. And joining, I read my lord joining application, your lordship, because I am opposing joining also. Page 49. The applicants have filed a company, original applicant, so the content of the same may please be treated. So and so and so and so. The grievance applicant is one and the same, there is court would be interest of justice. Again, this is not done. In our MA also requires verification, supported by, this is also not done. Affidavit, same fate, identified by counsel, but not, my lord, why we fight? Affidavit, why your lordship insist, why the law insists? Filing of affidavit. Thank you. You are nice. Thank you. My lord, I will take through your lordship our procedure rule. 87 rules, my lord. If the verification, how a specific verification. रोल परफॉर्मा का पार्ट है, ओए का पार्ट है। जब हम शुरू किए थे तो देखते थे भाई परफॉर्मा तो देख लें कैसे भरा जाता है। और ये कैट का यूनिट हाईकोर्ट में तो रिट बना लेते, लेकिन इस कैट रूल स्पेसिफिकली रिक्वायर्ड परफॉर्मा, एंड परफॉर्मा इज पार्ट ऑफ माय लॉर्ड, इट इज अपेंडिक्स ए अंडर सेक्शन रूल 4 forms. And then it is, my lord, verification. I read, my lord, for my benefit and benefit of other councils also. I, so and so, working as so and so, office of so and so, resident hereby verify that the contents of the paras are true to my personal knowledge. Permit me some time to argue these pleadings, because your lordship also find how we are coming with such a pleading.
I have got the gist of what you're trying to say, but I think we are asked for the file.
वो है, हम हैं.
I just want to have a look at that.
No, I will give you a statement, but I am having this. I will statement pass this. अभी उस पे भी आऊँगा. What is indicative matter? I have done my housework. You have lordship made me to ये है ना.
So you said that
ये है ना. ये है ना.
in your counter you said na that the process was ongoing.
हाँ, ऐसा है.
देख लेते हैं.
अभी भी मैं कह रहा हूँ कि हमारा सारे जो रिप्लाई किए हैं सब ओवररूल्ड 2 तारीख का. That is not in. I will take your lordship 10 minutes and then come. I am passing. ये दोस्त बता रहा है सीरियल नंबर 15 ऊपर कर दिया है कि कब का है और मंत्री जी का सिग्नेचर कब का है. वो मैंने ये we have nothing to conceal from the court, even for the public. My lord, this is not a case of bias, malafide, but my respectful submission is this is a case of filing a frivolous and malafide application. Frivolous application, I say.
The clock start ticking. So they change the game on 2nd January, and they say that the advertisement is 22nd January.
सेकंड को मेरा हुआ है.
सेकंड को आप चेंज किए और एडवर्टाइजमेंट 22 का है.
22
जनवरी का.
28 दिसंबर में. ओह, I will say that.
वो टेंटेटिव था ना.
Tentative, indicative. Then I will say what is indicative. I will assist your lordship. I have the extract of Cambridge. I have the extract of
पब्लिकेशन 22 जनवरी को हुआ.
My lord, I will be assisting your lordship. The indicative.
मंत्री जी का सिग्नेचर है.
My lord. मंत्री जी का साइन देख लीजिए.
I'll go through it.
Yes. Okay. My lord, one thing, my lord. It is for satisfaction of judicial, but my advertisement is not under shillings. There is no question of this. We have taken this. I take your lordship. I am still part of the pleadings. Law should be decided. Rule of law must prevail. मंत्री जी का सिग्नेचर में लास्ट में लिखा है इस तरीके से. 1 जनवरी को साइन था जी, और हमने पब्लिकेशन 1 जनवरी को 2 तारीख को हमने उसको साइड में लगा रखा. इन्होंने ये भी कहा नहीं है 2 तारीख वाला. इन्होंने अभी और ही है. यस सॉरी सर, आप इधर आइए. 2 तारीख का भी हमने, इन्होंने कल आर्गुमेंट में कहा था कि हमें पता नहीं था. मैंने कल दिखाया था लिस्ट ऑफ डेट्स में पेज 3 पर कि 2 तारीख का इन्होंने मेंशन किया है. 2 तारीख वाला हमने मीडिया में भी पब्लिश किया है.
एक तो मंत्री जी का हस्ताक्षर हुआ, 2 को आपने ये निकाला.
1 तारीख का है.
1 जनवरी को मंत्री जी का हस्ताक्षर है
हमने 2
और 2 जनवरी का आपका ये आदेश है.
हमने आदेश दिया.
आरबी नंबर 1/2025.
माय लॉर्ड
मिस्टर तिवारी.
and
2nd January.
And my lords,
आप के साइन है यूके तिवारी.
and my lords,
एस्टैब्लिशमेंट.
not only that,
Director establishment.
my lord, this was ये न्यूज़पेपर में आया है कि हाँ जी हमने ये किया. 2 तारीख वाला पब्लिश है. मेरे my friend was saying that it was not released. It was published.
That is there, but I have just taken the
I will-
context only.
No, no,
It's not there in
whatever it is.
newspaper and not relevant at all.
No, I am not arguing. Arguing.
तिवारी जी आपने अपना विज्ञापन कब निकाला?
Indicative was on 28 December और 22 जनवरी को निकला है.
22 जनवरी वाला कहाँ पर है? कौन से पेज?
मैं बता दूं. 1 मिनट सर, 1 मिनट मैं वही बता देता हूँ. मेरे रिप्लाई में आ जाए। एक मेरे
आपका
मैंने
कहना है कि द क्लॉक स्टार्टेड टिकिंग ऑन 22nd January.
20 seconds. And my lord may straightway come to my sorry. Yes, your lordship, it is part of page 10.
कहाँ पर है?
Page 10 of my reply. And your lordship know
10 of this.
my reply.
ये तो आपने दिया है ना? तो पेज
Part 2.
तो 5 पेज का है
नहीं वो नहीं कर रहा हूँ, मैंने मेरे रिप्लाई जो फाइल है पार्ट ऑफ द कोर्ट रिगार्ड
काउंटर में
काउंटर
पेज 5
नहीं पेज 9 R2
कहाँ पे काउंटर
दिखा दो माय लॉर्ड its lordship says it's a complete advertisement.
काउंटर पे लगा
हाँ हाँ मैंने लगा my lord में R2 इंडेक्स में भी
कौन सा
मैंने
पेज
कहा
है?
my lord it is page 10 my lord
हाँ पेज 10
my lord ये R2 है
ये 22 को निकला है
जी हमने लिखा देखे ना इंडिकेटिव नोटिस 18/12 डेट ऑफ पब्लिकेशन 22/1 एंड वो भी मैं दिखा दूंगा कि अपलोड हुआ है मैं ड्यूरिंग आर्गुमेंट आई आस्क माय ऑफिसर शो मी द आई विल शो दिस इज नॉट देयर केस दैट इट वाज नॉट ऑन 20 days
That's fine.
so therefore however as abundant counsel portion I took I made them to say we will give the proof when we so it is a specific confirmation for your lordship that it was published on Vice website. Now, my lord, I take all this. Should I proceed, my lord?
वेबसाइट पे अपलोड हुआ था ये
कि आज के डेट में सारे एग्जामिनेशन यूपीएससी का ऐसे से ऑनलाइन होता है इवन ट्रिपल एस का तो सारे चीजें हम कम्युनिकेट करते हैं उसी से हमने उसमें भी लिखा है
पेज 26 देखिए ओए का
माय लॉर्ड
पेज 26
यस यस आई एम सॉरी ये
सेंट्रलाइज्ड
इंडिकेटिव है
इसमें भी आपने लिखा है ओपनिंग डेट ऑफ एप्लीकेशन 23 जनवरी
जी
क्लोजिंग डेट 22 फरवरी
बस इतना
तो
लिखा
एक महीने का विंडो दिया है
इंडिकेटिव नोटिस हम तो इंडिकेटिव नोटिस क्या आता है उसमें मैं बताऊंगा कि इंडिकेटिव नोटिस में मिलोट आपने देखा ये एक पेज का है और कल बताया था कि दिसंबर में हुआ था दिसंबर जनवरी में एम्प्लॉयमेंट में 1 पेज लेकिन advertisement my friend has not completely filed but I have filed the complete your lordship find the difference
the clock so the race started from 23rd January
22nd my lord it
opening
is
date of application was 23rd January opening date of application
अब मैं लिखा है ना
closure date was 22nd February
हमारे so that is the date and therefore saying that recruitment process has started on 28th is not law that is a legal question I will satisfy but once my friend meets this criteria court will decide on both parts and I need that the decision of the
ये हमारे सामने मिस्टर सिन्हा 4 एप्लीकेंट्स हैं
हाँ।
निरंजन कुमार बबलू
जो
मनीष कुमार और राजेश कुमार
जो
इन चारों में से किसी ने रिप्रेजेंटेशन दिया था
नो
डीएम हजारीबाग को
नहीं मैं तो कह रहा हूँ नहीं दिया था
चारों ने दिया था
one of the applicant
ये 4 हमारे सामने हैं निरंजन
ने दिया है।
बबलू मनीष और राजेश
और लोगों का
यहाँ तो है नहीं
तीन ने तो गलत फाइल किया एफिडेविट और व्हाट इज फ्रॉड लेट मी आर्गू ऑन फ्रॉड once
now may I continue with the
No.
merits of
ये पहले इनको सुन लेना सिन्हा साहब
it
को
is,
सुन लेना।
he will say it is right. He will say it is right. So my lord, 1 minute again. Kindly see the difference of affidavit. This because I will not bother your lordship. Your lordship are at page 10 of the reply, my lords.
Yes.
उनका counter।
That as I said, my lord, that my friend is referring to the indicative notice. He may say indicative advertisement. I say indicative notice. That 1 page, and it, my lord, it contains details how to file, what are the qualifications, details CN general instructions. So every time the advertisement contains the entire procedure, rules, number of posts, eligibility, last date, and qualification, examination fee, If my friend is able to show that all this, as a council, I stated part, I will not be arguing for them. But if my friend can file that all these documents, right from page 10 to 75, where part of that he may have it. But merely showing blank, 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 this is indicative notice I come to this. So it contains, I could count my note, right? So one, around no, or 69. 69 pages come in advertisement. And this is advertisement. I say with responsibility, humility, that this is the one you study. None else. Now I have to, now my lord, kindly, my lord, I stop. Because I have, when I was young counsel like my friend, arguing there, I had made a case that I collect, filing, and now lot of. So you are filing saying that we have represented to the authorities railway, wherein that actually incorrect. Second part, my lord, no verification. This is the second. You are lying before the court, and the consequences is that if you have filed the false affidavit, your lordship knows both sides. You are liable under criminal law, 195 filing wrong affidavit at a sector. And the court, what your lordship says, one judgment of the upper court, my lord, second page of your lordship bundles. What is that? आपका सिस्टम चले बैठे
ये on
1 minute my lord. My lords, I would like to. The lordships, I have said, I will add one more Cambridge dictionary that is I am having with yesterday I could not. My lord, may kindly turn to meaning of civil fraud in context and context of misrepresentation. I insist that the applicants are guilty of commission of fraud in civil law by filing wrong affidavit, making wrong averment in para 6. Your lordship, a stateway para 40 thereof at page 240, your lordship. My lord, the judgment, a state of Odisha, Haripriya, para 4, my lord. Para 40 and para 40 comes, my lord. Sorry, my lord. Only,
second last page.
my lord, my lord,
258.
my lord, my lord, 254, running page 254, your lord.
Yes, para 40.
It is necessary to consider the effect of fraud. By fraud, it means an intention to deceive, whether it is from any expectation of advantage to party himself or from the ill will towards other, is immaterial. I pause immaterial. Benefit liya and nahi liya, your lordships are very clear. The expression fraud involves two elements, deceit and injury to the person deceived. Injury is something other than economic loss. That is deprivation of property, whether movable or money, or it will include any harm, whatever caused to any person in body, mind, reputation, or such others. In short, it is non-economic, non-pecuniary loss. The benefit granted to the deceiver will almost always cause loss or detriment to the deceived, even in those rare cases where there is a benefit or advantage to deceiver, but no corresponding loss to the deceived. The second condition is satisfied. Then, your lordship, the act is an act of deliberate deception with design of securing something by taking unfair advantage. What is the purpose of para 6? Because your lordship say where your representation. First, I always find from the benches elsewhere also, have you availed the, so this is, you intended to abide para 6 is the very intention of the legislature, the rule making authority. But they have said, now my lord, God as well known, they said every Solomon Act, fraud and justice never dwell together. Fraud is conduct either by letter or words, which includes other person or authority to take a definite determinative stand as a response to the conduct of former either by words or letter. Now, my lord, describing all these, it says, my lord, last line, one line, my lord, page 257. It is continuation of that. My lord will like that. You will also will go through. In the middle, my lord, dairy peak, what constitute fraud was described in all, my lord. Last, usi pare ke last one line, your lordship. My throat is yet not fully recovered, so I will also like your lordship. Grace. Fraud is proved when it is shown that the false representation has been made. Knowingly, my lord, what your lordship say, or without belief in its truth, or recklessly, carelessly, whether it is true or false. So at the best, what can be defended? हमने जल्दी में कर दिया गलती से, but your lordship have taken. Even the negligence, recklessness, and there cannot be more recklessness when you don't verify your application, you don't verify the affidavit, you file the wrong affidavit asserting that we have represented. So, my lord, the applicant's conduct squarely comes under the fraud category. Misrepresentation, civil fraud, and therefore, my lord, suppression of a material document would also amount to a fraud. Here also, my lord, there was a applicant could have challenged my 2nd January. They know in the OA, of the list of witness, they could have waited. There is RTI. Say that if you are, but I say, my lord, that was notified 3rd January को papers में है, मेरे side पे है. But I am supposed to be careful while drafting, filing, making amendments. Then this is not a material fact. My lords will go. The fraud conduct either later what, my lord, then material document would amount to fraud. So this is what your lordship. My lords, one more thing, my lords, not hardly these are argued here, my lord. Page para 30 next page, your lordship. No judgment of a court, no order of a minister can be allowed to stand if it has been obtained by fraud, and reverse everything. In the same judgment, Lord Parker LJ observed that fraud deceit all transactions known in law of however high a degree of solemnity. So today, even the notice was obtained from your lordships. Obtained, I don't say obtained. They got, we don't obtain. Obtain degree, but right word is, but notice was got issued by misrepresentation. Had we taken, we could have taken that. But the objection of fraud can be taken at appellate stage, exclusion stage, because your lordship says fraud vitiates everything. And even a judgment obtained by misrepresentation which amount to fraud would be vitiated and can be set aside. There is no limitation in case of fraud. So this one part, no application, misrepresentation. Then I again 2 minutes, your lordship. Your lordship, I have filed and I placed my thought that all pleadings your lordship pertains to yesterday I submit, I will not vote
चलिए
that.
ठीक है मैं कर सकती हूँ.
My lord. Now, my lord, the R1, all previous instructions I have read, my lord, and that it has been by 2nd of January. So, my lord, there is no pleading. This is not in challenge. What is challenge, my lord? And then, my lord, my advertisement at page 10, not in challenge. And what is not challenge? My lord, I have said that the relief is the vessel. My lord, I insist all the judgments on pleadings and on pleadings, the court will restrict the relief and decide the issue which is filed before it by way of pleadings. There is no pleading in law, there is no application in law, and I marked those para, my lord.
Everything is done.
Your lordship will be very quicker in going through, but our duty is to assist, and I've tried to assist to the best of my capability. Now, my lord, these pleadings, along with that, should be read that there is no rule and no verification at a sector, because my submission in one line is there no pleading as per law. It is not challenged, and affidavit at a sector I mentioned. My lord. Now, my lord, I will explain and then I will state will come to the indicative notice, etc. My lord, say what say presumption of constitutionality. Your lordships have already said there is a presumption of constitutionality in the action of act, and also the action of the authority, executive. If you are challenging that, you have to prove otherwise. And what is the otherwise? Either you should prove it is result of malified, non-application of my. It is not the correctness. It is the procedure. I will not take the lordship. I have been dealing with. So my action rules at a sector is not under check. The scope of judicial review, your lordship, I am relying upon these three judgments. Mallikarjun Rao said way back in 90 that it is not the function of the court to advise what should be the rule. It is not function of the court to say that what the executive should make. Palco, etc., there are a number of policy matters. Then, my lord, Nirmala Vincent has relied upon all this high court. I am referring to the all recruitment matter. I say that, my lord, if the rules are implemented as a council, then in that case, I will not complete. Court said no, in view of that, it is the domain of the executive, we will not intervene. Then your lordship, Sandeep said what should be eligibility criteria, your lordship. Now, with a change of policy. Another judgment, your lordship, I added. Rachna versus Union of India. Judgment number 17, I have quoted in my submission. This and allow me to read two paragraphs. because that was also related to examination of
We will note it. 2021 judgment. right?
my lord. That it says in the policy matter, and that was the examination that we are losing chance, we are losing civil services examination. The court says, COVID हो गया, हम नहीं जा सके, पहले इन्होंने relaxation दिया, तो what your lordship says, it will be candid in the bar, my lord. Allow me, my lord, may kindly turn.
No,
नहीं पर
para 43, 45, we will note it.
I know, my lord.
No need to read.
No, I'm now, my lord, now. I also take my lord, then I will not read the para, I just.
हाँ,
My lord.
लिखा हुआ है यहाँ पे।
नहीं, वो मैंने कोशिश किया कि अब प्रोड्यूस करूं तो मैं अंडर हेड ही बना दूं ताकि ये रहता मेरे लिए भी आसान रहे. I learned from your lordship daily, from this side also, that side also, wherever I learn. My lord, Vedanga Talukdar and the state of Tamil Nadu.
That's what we have learned from you only.
My lord, no, my lord, I'm not.
High Court का order था.
Now, my lord, one other thing, my lord. It also says, my lord, Hemlata and Vedanga, no sympathy, nothing, hardship. Again, my lord, in Sudhir Kumar Council, Allahabad also says, rule of law, no sympathy.
He has to answer on the maintainability.
My lord,
because he
now
makes
I
quite a
come
few
another.
points on maintainability.
What is pardon? This this एक मिनट जी. I've tried, my lord. Then my lord, indicative notice and all that. Mostly I said indicative notice is one, but indicative notice doesn't contain that this is intention that I'm going to do a particular. That said, इतने तारीख को एग्जाम होगा, आप मेरा देखिए इस तारीख को खुलेगा, उसमें कहीं भी ये नहीं लिखा हुआ है ये हमारा क्वालिफिकेशन होगा, ये हमारा ये होगा, कहीं नहीं, ये क्राइटेरिया होगी, आप ऐसे भरेंगे, and that is indicative. I don't know, my lord said this, and the indicative is likely to be done.
तो फिर रेलवे में ट्रैवल कर चुके हैं, रेलवे का मैटर है. इंडिकेटिव होता है जब सिग्नल डाउन हो जाता है, लेकिन जब तक टीटी झंडे नहीं हिलाता है तब तक ड्राइवर चलता नहीं है. जब हरी झंडी दिखाता है ड्राइव वो टीटी वो पीछे वाला गाड़ी चलती है.
My lord, your lordship, I could.
ठीक है, चलो यार.
मैंने एक ये लॉर्डशिप फाइंड मैंने इसमें भी दिया है कि आवर लॉ ऑफ लेक्सिकन और क्या कहता है. योर लॉर्डशिप, my lord, when I at least come before court, I come with the clear and the court knows the law, everything. Our duty to just remind, assist. हनुमान जी को भी याद दिलाना पड़ा था जामुन को कि भाई आपके पास पावर है और ये होता है. तो my lords, क्या कहता है English said that something it is true, it is likely to happen. ये कैम्ब्रिज में जो कह रहा है it is likely to happen, my lord. Next page. Or your lordship has indicated what is indicative. I will not bother your lordship. So it is true or likely to happen.
देखिए वो देखिए
One thing, my lord, which is most, what is validity of an advertisement? Being a valid advertisement, what are the criteria? So luckily, the Honorable Apex Court, my lord, will see second bunch, Amrit Jadhav, will lord who says,
अमृत यादव वो स्टेट ऑफ झारखंड.
उसमें what is the requirement of a valid advertisement? And अमृत यादव 15 नंबर पर है. तो उसमें क्या क्या उसके ये है वो दिया है. नाउ my lord, entire मैंने उसमें नोट दे दिया, सबमिशन एक पूरे दिन में मैं सबमिट करता हूँ. entire they say Tej Pratap Pathak, Tej Pratap Pathak. Tej Pratap Pathak doesn't help by. I say the process starts, that was in the context of a reference. And what is where is the mark here? Just a minute, I'm sorry. My lords, my friend has huge paras, my lord. It has been written in 3 parts, A, B, C. My friend has argued expectation. There is nothing like in, I have said, my lord, yesterday also, the applicant has no right at all. Even your lordship, right from constitution, when judgment, Sankarshan Das said, even the selectee doesn't have it. And this has been reiterated in this term. Says expectancy at a sector. No, there was no promise that I will not amend them. There it is a decision. Executive has taken a conscious decision. Now, all the paras have marked, my lord, are relevant. Finally, conclusion, it starts from the issuance of the advertisement. I have marked, my lord, will bother Lord's mercy, and he also said, I have marked 1, 12, 22 to 27, 49, 51, all these judgments, my lord, will have. I marked those para. And this judgment, we read, my lord. So nothing, no cause, except to my lord, I got an example. What is in indicative advertisement? I got literature and some examples from the sites, my lord. Since your lordship, it was in the context of, my lord, UPSC start, and indicative advertisement means indicative advertisement that the vacancies mentioned are only indicated. My lords have already said, and then my lord will kindly see. It was there are a number of, my lord, this indicative notice available on site. I got, for example, it pertains to indicative notice, my lord, of 2025. It says, my lord, 52 of 2025, Union Public Service Commission. Then, my lord, it was of the Employees Provident Fund Commissioner. Then it later, my lord, why it was, and the last is, my lord, like a similar way, one page. I have not seen any advertisement of UPSC in one page except indicative. Because, my lord, and that I have this, we got the indicative recruitment special advertisement. Only difference is this indicative is not mentioned. From my friend is referring to a gentleman that is not mentioned. But it doesn't mean non-mentioning, if the things are clear and per law, mentioning, non-mentioning of any word or that will not invalidate what your lordship said. So this is the indicative notice of the UPSC. In service jurisprudence, and my lords, in particularly in recruitment process, it is a well-known fact that why it is given, because you are being, the recruiter always wants the best one. Give some score that a person may make itself ready, documents, etc., start preparation. And my lord, he was arguing of ITI. So ITI will be absorbed in, they may not have aspired that our engagement in employment only in the railway. Railway do not say go and study ITI and we will absorb. We have a policy. Apprentice, etc. This is the more. But you are eligible. Otherwise, though there is no applications, they are eligible. Why they don't have to go or compete? I can, my lords know all graduates appear in that UPSC selection. MA भी आता है, IITN भी आता है, डॉक्टर भी आता है, लेकिन जो क्वालिफाई करता है उसको नौकरी मिलती है. The aim is to have the best, intelligent. This is the very purpose of employment through direct process. This is not the case. If you are a promotee, if you want to go ahead, that is a different point. I cannot, my lord, in the morning, I recollect your leadership, though the council was not arguing in the context of the rule, there was a case I was sitting there. The lordship pointed to the council, unless rule, you have got the appointment. Basis of the existence rule, there is a sudden change in that would affect the case. Then that I may have a case. Again, your lordship pointed out. I think the council did not get it, but nobody was arguing lordship. This I know. And my lord pointed, yes, if a rule changes suddenly, basis of which I joined the department and the employer, and it is changed prejudice to my interest involving that I have a case of arbitration. But where is the case? Altogether new appointment, direct recruitment. Tomorrow, an engineer, doctor will start saying, look, I am the doctor, I am the engineer. Where is the question of a graduate being appointed as civil servant? It's lordship, you say executive review. You have lordship and number of my lord. So my lord,
Okay,
no, my lord,
conclude.
one line out. Not only this. This is a case I humbly pray that is to be dismissed with a cost. There are ordered one more. My friend has forced me. Frivolous petitions and all. Normally I won't argue. But my friend's conduct, we have been appearing in 1-2 cases. They start saying, he starts teaching me sometimes being quite younger. My kids are more than his age. And I have the practice at part more than his age. Put in his similar PI. I will not read. But your lordship, I will give a copy to my friend. I will not read. I will not read. Your lordship may say what the High Court says. I restrain.
My lord, I have an objection. This petition was filed and this was argued, and because of the internet connectivity, my arguments could not have been heard by the Honorable Justice. Therefore, 1 lakh rupees cost was imposed. That has been waived. That has been waived next week.
My lord,
This is not relevant at all.
my lord.
This is very much.
I
very
did
much
not
not too
argue.
much, sir.
I did
Please.
not argue with certain conditions.
This is very
Last
much.
one. I insist on it. With condition. I tender apology before your lordship. Your lordship, pardon me, doesn't mean, my lord, even a probationer is the criminal is acquitted by the
My
court.
friend should also apprise this court that the Honorable Supreme Court on my petition of introducing a forensic science investigation in criminal law, which that has been
don't
brought
argue
on my
against each
petition
other.
itself.
We don't
If
argue.
my friend is showing this, that also must be changed.
No, no.
And that those changes have been made on my petition, on
My
my
lord,
PI.
I think, but this is not a case of privilege. I did not.
So far,
wanted
my
to read-
friend have argued 2 hours, 1 hour, but he's not able to prove that this 28th of December is not an advertisement. It's an advertisement, not an
वो
advertisement.
छोड़िए पहले first you prove
My
that you
lords,
are- Mr. Sinha now I think
my lord, one
it's already
saying ना,
4 o'clock.
ये मैं ये भी कहा था कि हमारा 2 तारीख वाला एडवर्टीजमेंट हमने पब्लिश किया था। इनको भी बता देता हूँ।
That was published. That he is not denying.
Right.
That's why they have approached.
That is
Tell
not
you-
official.
Now, I think the,
Yes,
what you need to meet is, yes.
Well,
First on two
First,
aspects.
no, main aspect is that you are aware that in the tribunal, under the 80 Act, under the rules of practice, you have to file the original applications in a particular format.
Yes.
So that format requires that there should be a verification at the end of para number 12. So
Yeah.
there is no verification. Then the affidavit which is attached
I will,
cannot substitute. This is his argument. What do you have to answer to that?
I will argue all those preliminary objection which has raised by my friend with the judgment of the Supreme Court in the context of the Supreme Court judgment. So far, Lord, I am just saying that my friend has argued on merit as well.
So yes, he has said that it was an indicative.
Yes, I'm coming on that. I'm coming on that. Before that works, I just want to give a document, my lord. My friend have argued this all the before of the High Court. Lord, so-
I don't know. I could did not.
Okay. First words come to 28th of December later. Page number 26 of the OS. And before that, I have filed the miscellaneous application for amendment of 25 to 24. In the prayer note, we have written CEN 8/25. So this is CEN 8/24. So, my lords, if I filed the application for amendment of that word, my lord, that portion 25 to 24.
It is already 24.
That is not.
That is there. That is even
24.
pleadings also there are 24. Now, page 26. Page 26. This is Government of Railway, Ministry of Railway. Again, I am reiterating, my lord, that name of the post. Name of the post, various posts in level 1 of the 7th CPC payment. Initial pay rupees 18,000. Now come to the very important, the post-wise educational qualification and medical standards. Post-wise educational qualification is clearly intended that there are various posts and qualifications will be different. Now come to that. Para 7. Which is recruitment process. For details, please refer para 14 of the details here. Now the question is, they have issued on 28th of December 2024. How a candidate will find where is para 14? And number two,
It says in para 1
I'm
itself
coming.
that will be, there will
Okay.
be detailed CEN.
yes.
And it says in first para, the detailed CEN will be uploaded and link will be.
Correct.
open.
Now, the very prima facie contention is that this recruitment, the name of this recruitment comes Centralized Employment Notification number 8 of 2024. And they have changed the policy on 2nd of January 25. Now the question is, applications are invited from eligible candidates for various posts in level 1. And the same they have written in the main advertisement, which has been issued 22nd of January, that date of indicative notice. Now, my lords, what Tej Prakash Pathak judgment also says, and same as argued, a settled principle of law, and my friend is saying that this letter of 28th of December is not an advertisement. So, my lords, what I am saying, if it is not an advertisement, then what is it? And if my friend is saying that qualifications are not mentioned in that letter, qualification will be given on when the applications will be open. That is okay. Now, if somebody wants to apply for this advertisement on 30th of December 2024, how will he come to going to find that what qualification would be there on 20th?
He will have to wait for the detailed CEN because in any case,
That means
30th of December is not the date of application. It says, this notice says opening date of application is 23rd
opening
January.
date of application
He
20.
in any case cannot apply on 30th
Applic-
December.
Date is 22nd of January is the date of application. Now, if the qualifications were not there in the 28th of December letter, that means that the qualifications which were existing on that date will prevail. And I can support in the judgment various, but my friend has so far not shown anything that this is not applicable. 2nd January they have changed.
My lord.
They have issued the advertisement
They start
28th of
saying,
December.
My lord,
And
I have
merely
curtailed my
merely on
argument.
this
Just a
point,
minute, sir.
this
Just a
point.
minute, brother. I have curtailed my argument because your lordship I could have taken another 1 hour and 2 hours for satisfaction, not for satisfaction of Lordship, not for satisfaction of my friend. I have shown number of judgment, but he is but he is not arguing the replying the preliminary objection.
He said he will.
No.
I said,
The basic.
No, I am not going to leave him without his answer.
No, my lord, the basic,
I
the
said.
basic law is you meet the preliminary objection,
First,
then
right.
proceed. Now,
My young lawyers हैं जी करते हैं.
last time भी मैंने इसीलिए नहीं किया. I respected my friends' youth, and therefore I did not.
No, he.
Otherwise,
he has-
I have a right to
हाँ.
raise first and object that. his-
But you come on preliminary.
Please,
चलिए ठीक है, we get your.
My lord, I am taking.
That is the
My lord,
main important.
my lord, I am 5 minutes taking this.
हाँ. You can.
Vice contention is that if my friend would be able to prove that till 22nd of till 28th of December, on the date of 28th of December, if any document they will prove that the qualification which have advertised publicly, that will be only 10th pass, then my lord will satisfy that okay. But so far there is nothing as such, and even the this transcript, so somebody has, I am also giving the certificate of electronic record that these transcripts have been made on the proceeding of the Honorable High Court. And
For which
for which, yes, for what purpose? For the purpose.
when this when you challenge the interim order.
No.
Huh.
Yes, for that time. When the, yes.
See what is the value of that, because we have the order with us.
No, that is, that order is
We
there.
will be
Order is
guided
there.
by the order
Order is
published by the
Order
by
is
the
there,
Honorable High Court.
And again, I am coming on that, my lord, that my rejoinder, page number 12. Again, my lord, for a moment, page number 12. The only question is again that whether as the advertisement was issued on 28th of December. And my friend have argued that this is not an advertisement, but the court has rejected at first, my lord, that this is an advertisement. Now you please answer that how can you change in this advertisement? So this is advertisement, my again contention.
But that question has been left open for the tribunal to decide.
Yes.
So then that question entails in itself questions of maintainability of your OA itself.
Correct, my lord.
So address that first.
And that question also entails their right to argue that this 28 December notice is only an indicative notice and it's not an advertisement.
So far,
So you are trying, so you have to do a twin job. First, to come clean on your maintainability. And second, of course, that is the main argument on merit between indicative notice and an advertisement.
I just say that whatever preliminary objection have been raised, अगर मुझे written में देते, I will answer for each and every.
बताओ ना.
Because
You can't
for
clear you
supporting-
and not see a by the term.
So far, 11th month have been passed from the date when the OA was prepared. And now they are raising this technical.
नहीं, उसमें से एक ये भी है ना कि the representations are not by the.
One of the applicant is there.
कहाँ पे?
And then why have you said that the applicant's representation are next at this page, whereas there is some other person has signed that?
तो गौरव
Isn't
ने
that
किया.
a playing of
There,
God?
what happened? I'm coming. The issue pertains to all India recruitment. Therefore, various across the country students have filed the representation. And one of the applicant, उसका नाम क्या है? मैं बता रहा हूँ. I will give on record. I will give that this person has given the representation. His sign is there. मैं उस पे written में भी दूँगा. तो वो objection में जितने भी है, I will answer in a written में. तब मैं written में answer करने वाला. Because orally it's not permissible. Orally, what is today is, my lord, this case is what my friend is again and again reiterating that this is a fraud, this is a fraud, this is a fraud. The question is, what fraud and how you have deceived with my fraud? If I have not signed, made the verification, how you are going to affect it? How you have affected with this? You have not affected. Your facts are very clear. My facts are clear on record. Advertisement I have placed. Readings.
Alright, who are you? That will be identified by the verification only.
That is not है ना affidavit में दिया हुआ है.
डेबिट ही नहीं है, मैं कह रहा हूँ. अभी जो
It
सुप्रीम
is no
कोर्ट
public
है,
बब्बू कौन है? नीरज कौन है? कौन है ये? राजेश कुमार कौन है?
हाँ, memo of parties are there.
इनका रिप्रेजेंटेशन तो है ही नहीं.
एक का है,
किसका बताओ?
मैं बताऊं.
किसी का ही नहीं, जो आपने लगाया उसमें नहीं है.
दिखा दे किसका?
गौरव का है. DRM हजारीबाग
नहीं,
को
नहीं, उसका नहीं है, उसका नहीं है.
आपका तो नहीं है. मैंने तो नाम भी गिन दिए थे.
4 ही लोग हैं इसमें।
आप तो चारों में किसी का
मैंने
रिप्रेजेंटेशन
कल
नहीं है।
देखा, मैं बहुत सारे डॉक्यूमेंट्स इसमें थोड़ा टाइम
ये
लगेगा।
जो आपने वो जो
बट मैं
फाइल
कल
किया,
रिटर्न में आंसर कर दूँ किस व्यक्ति का यहाँ पे रिकॉर्ड, आई विल आंसर
कल नहीं है
बिकॉज इट विल टेक टाइम।
ये रिप्रेजेंटेशन की बात तो पिछली डेट पे उठा दी थी।
निरंजन कुमार, बबलू, मनीष कुमार, राजेश कुमार, इनमें से किसी का नहीं है।
है मैं देख
और एफिडेविट कहाँ साइन किया?
और ये नहीं, मैंने रिप्लाई कब का फाइल किया है, हाई कोर्ट में भी किया है। उन्होंने आज अमेंडमेंट की बात, इससे अब तो लिस्टेड नहीं है। लास्ट में जी हमें अमेंड करो, देयर आर स्टेजेस, आई कैन आर्गू ऑन दैट आल्सो, बट
Lord, I have come up with the 5 on this, that whether amendment could be allowed at this stage or not. I have that.
यस, मेरा आपसे प्रश्न श्रीकांत ये भी है कि इस ओए में आपका कहीं पे राइट वायलेट हुआ है, अंडरमाइन हुआ है?
Yes, sir.
आप परीक्षा दीजिए,
उसकी रेफरेंस में भी I have the judgment.
आप परीक्षा दीजिए, आपको तो इसमें डिप्राइव नहीं किया गया।
If I will,
अगर आपको
I
डिप्राइव
will,
किया होता है तो आपको लोकल स्टैंडर्ड होता।
if I will appear in the examination.
1,08,00,000
1 करोड़ 8 लाख
लोगों ने
है,
भरा है,
जिसमें
आप भी कंप्लीट कीजिए ना। और आप तो ज्यादा क्वालिफाइड हैं,
now
आप ITI पास है, NCA पास है।
questions will be of 10th level, my lords. It is not a level playing field, my lords.
लेवल प्लेइंग फील्ड, आपको यू आर मोर देन द हायर लेवल प्लेइंग फील्ड।
Once the qualification have been like my question, I totally agree with but I'm totally agree with my friend has said that they are the sole authority body to frame the policy. I accept, I admit, yes, correct. But my main case is that their advertisement is issued on 28th of December. They have changed on 2nd of January. So the qualification which were existing, that is applicable. That is one line my case. प्रिलिमिनरी पे मैं फाइल कर दूंगा ये
नहीं, आप
फर्स्ट वाला अमेंडमेंट एप्लीकेशन का नोट सुनना है बिकॉज़ दैट इज इट्स लिस्टेड माय लॉर्ड टुडे बट इट्स टुडे लिस्टेड
Once it was part of listing, कैसे हो सकते हैं?
इट इज लिस्टेड
चलिए ठीक
my
है।
lord, only my one thing will be, your lordship decide either way, I don't know. But on both, my preliminary objection
Yes, yes.
as well as your query. For the reasons, my lord, if it is decided, I know it will go to, I need that it both should be decided.
चलिए, okay,
I'm
on
grateful,
the-
my lord.
Lord's amendment application is listed for today. Kindly have a on the cause list members. That is there.
Once the matter has proceeded for final hearing,
But-
on your insistence that there is urgency, in midway, once they have opened their cards and raised all the objections, there is no procedure to file an
That is
amendment.
there.
application.
Amendment can be allowed at any stage before pronouncement of judgment, my lord. That is a 5 judges bench Supreme Court says, my lord.
Yeah,
There
subject
is
to
nothing. There is
satisfaction.
nothing.
My lord, even see order 6 rule 17 says,
27 says.
इसका हमने आपको ले लिया ना।
तेरे जितना नहीं पढ़ा हूँ, लेकिन
File-
आपका
file
जानता हूँ ना।
photocopy है ना?
उनकी जगह signature।
हाँ, ये file बस लीजिए।
जी मैम रखना।
हाँ, रखिए तुम।
There is also
Amendment पे भी एक बार
ऑर्डर रिजर्व है।
orders are-
I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for patience hearing.
ऑडियो अल्ट्रा पार्टम हो गया। PNG has been approved.
चलिए, thank you.